next speaker, McGregor.
Good evening. I'm so grateful that you're here with me tonight. I want you to imagine yourself in a raft in the middle of the ocean, having all kind of resource at your fingertips and not being able to use it. You're there and you got people throwing buoy at you, and yet they're throwing it 300 feet away from you. You have the feeling of all kind of help, and people want to help you. But they're just bystander. They cannot help you, or they don't want to help you. Their what's in it for me factor is not activated. So you just stop, take a deep breath, and listen to yourself. Listen to your heart song. Your heart song is your bliss. It's your journey. Believe in yourself, and then you'll be able to save yourself. I had an experience like this. But first, let me start from the beginning. Well, not from my beginning, because we could be here for an eon. I'm a woman. And I've joined military life 27 years ago. We were pioneers. There was not many women joining at that time. There was no rules to protect us. We had to abide by the male rules. We had to go with the flow. It happened often that we got our butt pinched and we couldn't say anything. We would have said something, we would have been considered troublemakers. And then that would mean repercussion, and they would have followed you all the way through your career. So for me, joining the military life, it was an escape. An escape of a life that was not what I wanted. I was living alone with my mother, and she did a very good job with the resource that she had. But it was not the life that I was striving for. So I was escaping this life, and I was escaping her authority. In reality, I was jumping from one cage to the other, because military is authority as well. Despite my aversion for authority, I jumped both feet in it. I was trying so hard to escape from it, but I guess the lesson wasn't learned. So came March 2011, and a pretty higher rank in the military asked me to be part of his team, to fill in for one of his guys. This would allow me to be a special position in his team. So they all triggered, they all pulled the right string, and they all say, oh, you're going to save money to the forces. We all like you. We want you to be in there. My wife likes you. You're almost part of my family, and yada, 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 So they all pulled, all the right string for me to say, why should not? The feeling that I'm special, was activated. Now you have to understand, for me being around a military higher rank like that is like very impressive. Just like if Donald Trump asked you to go work for him, and to be asked personally, it was an honor. So the need to be approved, to be recognized, was activated. The charmed life that I was so striving for just was starting for me. Every button that needed to be triggered, they were. So why should I say no to this? Of course I said yes. The charm wore off, and their natural, real personality started to show up. Or maybe I started to see them. You know what they say, a person usually shows their true color pretty quickly. Whether you choose to see them or not, it's up to you. And at first I didn't want to see that. I didn't want to see the red flag. I didn't want to see the triggers that were like not for warning sign. So his wife started to pick at me. She was manipulative. She was intimidating. You know, she would yell at me. She would consider me like I was a little one, a little kid, like no voice. So, you know, she gave credit. She wasn't giving credit to what I was saying anymore. She started to be demeaning. But I stayed in this job because my need to be loved was so strong. It was so strong that I allowed myself to forget about my true self. I felt like she was going to call me a liar one day. And it was not, you know, I didn't want to allow her to go with her way. You know, people knew around me that she was not right. You know, she was not doing the right thing, but yet they didn't do anything. It was even suggested that I would let her call me a liar just because she was the wife of the big boss. And then this is when I decided that was enough. I was worth more than what she thought I was. I was worth more than this. I am worth something than I thought I was. Anyway. So this is when I said to myself, this has to stop. While I was driving home that night, I cried all the way. I called my mom and I said, to what extent do I let her or let people walk all over me like I'm her doormat? She didn't have any answer for me. And I realized that the answer had to come from within. I had to be my own captain of my own ship. I haven't slept well that night, of course. I went to work and I took a witness and I said, I will not allow her to walk like that all over me. It took me 44 years to work on my self-esteem, and I'm not letting her crush myself. I'm not letting her stepping on me. I will not let her drag me into her hell. That was the breaking point. When I said, that's enough. So why would I speak to her and letting her know that she has stepped her boundary? Is because I had that job and I had a time, an expiry date, and I didn't want to rock the boat. It is now that I see clearly that I wasn't doing the right thing. I wasn't doing the right job. And it is now that I see that I need to speak up. It took me a year. I need to do so in order to keep my balance, not allowing myself to sink. I have decided to give my life raft the right tools, and the right tools to save myself. It is only when I started to give love to myself that my life started to be better. I made an excuse. I care about what other people are saying and try to keep everyone else happy without even considering myself. I've learned to peel the mask we all have accumulated over the years to trying to fit in the mold of everybody that want to see me the way they want it. So, and then I allow my true self to come out. I've learned that you can turn your mess into your message. We do not need external approval to live. And stop making yourself small. Stop dimming your light. Love yourself enough to actually go for what you want. And don't wait for someone to save you.